What if everything you are, your thoughts, your memories, your emotions, simply vanish the moment your heart stops beating? Or what if they don't? What if death isn't the end, but the beginning of something far more mysterious? In this video, we are diving headfirst into one of humanity's most profound questions. What happens when we die? Do we really disappear? Or is there something waiting for us on the other side? Death is the only experience every living being on Earth is guaranteed to face. And yet, it remains the least understood. The unknown. The great transition. Entire religions are built on interpretations of what might lie beyond that final heartbeat. For some, it's a paradise. For others, a cycle of rebirth. And for many, it's nothingness, oblivion. But recently, science has started to catch glimpses of something strange, something hidden within our final moments, and these clues are changing the way we think about death and about consciousness itself. Here's the central dilemma. If the body is a machine and the brain is its processor, then when the machine dies, shouldn't the mind die with it? Logic says yes, but thousands of cases suggest something else. Stories of people who were clinically dead, flatlined, no heartbeat, no measurable brain activity, and yet they returned with memories, with stories, with visions they couldn't have physically seen. Some describe being above their own bodies, watching as doctors fought to revive them. Others felt drawn through tunnels of light. Some were met by loved ones long gone. These experiences aren't isolated. They're strikingly similar across cultures, ages, and religions. Is this just the brain's final flicker? A hallucination born from lack of oxygen? Or is it something more profound? Let's explore a few possibilities. Cultural and religious interpretations. In ancient Egypt, the soul embarked on a journey through the underworld, facing tests before reaching the afterlife. Hindus believe in reincarnation, a cycle of death and rebirth governed by karma. In Christianity, there is judgment, heaven, and hell. The sheer variety of beliefs suggests a deep human need to make sense of death. But are these stories myths or encoded truths shaped by different perceptions of the same phenomenon? Scientific perspectives on death. Medically, death is defined as the irreversible cessation of brain function. But new research challenges what irreversible really means. In 2022, scientists studying the dying brains of patients observed something incredible. Just after the heart stopped, there was a massive surge in gamma brainwaves, those associated with memory, awareness, and dreaming. This suggests that the brain may enter a hyper-alert state at the moment of death. It might be reliving core memories, processing the self, or perhaps transitioning consciousness into another form. Near-death experiences, NDEs. These aren't just spiritual stories. They're documented, recurring, and studied events. In one study, a man who was monitored by EEG while dying showed synchronized brainwaves typically associated with consciousness for several seconds after his heart had stopped. Another study, led by Dr. Sam Parnia, found that people who were clinically dead for minutes could accurately recall details of their surroundings, including conversations that occurred while they were unconscious. Now here's where it gets even more fascinating. Some quantum physicists and consciousness researchers suggest that our awareness might not be confined to the brain at all. What if instead, the brain acts more like a receiver, a filter for a greater consciousness field, similar to how a radio tunes into different frequencies? When the body dies, the receiver breaks, but the signal continues. Carl Jung spoke of the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of human experience, symbols, and memory. Is it possible that our essence returns there? Some fringe theories even suggest consciousness may be a fundamental property of the universe, like gravity or time, not something the brain creates, but something it channels. And then there's terminal lucidity, a phenomenon where people with severe brain conditions suddenly regain clarity shortly before death. Patients who hadn't spoken in years suddenly recognize family, speak clearly, even say goodbye. This defies everything we know about brain degradation. It's as if something greater momentarily takes control for a final message. So, do we disappear when we die? From a strictly biological standpoint, the body certainly does. But when it comes to consciousness, the answer is far less clear. Near-death experiences, brainwave surges, terminal lucidity, and ancient beliefs all seem to suggest there's more to the story. Much more. Whether it's a hidden layer of the brain, an undiscovered law of physics, or something spiritual that science can't yet explain, the idea that our consciousness ends completely at death is no longer a certainty. What do you think? Is death the end of everything, or just the beginning of something we can't yet understand? If you enjoyed this video and want to see more fun facts and adventures, don't forget to subscribe and follow our channel. Stay tuned for more exciting content. Until next time, stay curious.